Early damage reports are in for flooding in the Northeast Kingdom 1 week ago, and the numbers are again staggering. Vermont's emergency management director says they've already counted $3 million worth of destruction, and that only accounts for damage right now to roadways. The question, will this be the third July 10th storm in a row where Vermont actually gets help from FEMA? ABC 22's Matt Holderman is live in the newsroom with more insight here. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Lauren. And yeah, that's exactly right. Although that $3 million of road damage easily beats FEMA's threshold for states to get financial aid, Vermont officials say it's still too early to say anything for certain.
We had obviously some damage to one bridge, many homes, one in particular.
It almost seems like an annual unwanted tradition at this point, 3 July 10ths in a row where parts of Vermont have been destroyed by rushing floodwaters. This year, towns in the Northeast Kingdom, particularly Sutton and Linden, were hit the hardest, and workers with Vermont's Agency of Transportation have been out there assessing damage to roadways ever since it happened 1 week ago. In just that short amount of time, they've already counted millions of dollars worth.
We've gotten some information back and we're already up around $3 million in damages just for possible FEMA reimbursable damages.
Vermont Emergency Management Director Eric Foran says his team is looking at damage all across parts of Caledonia and Essex counties, even parts of Addison County where some heavy rain came down. One of the big decisions that he and the governor's office will have to make in the coming weeks is whether to apply for a federal disaster declaration to get money from FEMA. With the federal agency having a $1.2 million threshold for states to apply, one would think that Vermont easily meets the qualifications here, but Foran says counties also have to meet their own thresholds, and there is still a lot more destruction to tally up.
We reached out to towns and we are beginning to hear back on non-road damages. It's too early to tell which direction we'll go at this point. We're still collecting information, kind of painting a picture of what's going on.
Governor Phil Scott gave a similar answer Wednesday, but says applying for FEMA aid is certainly a possibility that his office is looking at. He also once again shared the sentiment that with these floods now happening every year, Vermont has to build better mitigation.
We need to make sure that we have the resources to harden some of those areas, but again, you never know where they're going to rear their ugly head.
So again, if Vermont applies for a federal disaster declaration, we should hear about that within the next few weeks. In the 2023 and 2024 flood events, it took President Joe Biden anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks to approve each of those requests. And President Trump approved Texas's request for help within 4 days earlier this month. Reporting live in the newsroom, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.